All right, so welcome back to the podcast. We have the ladies of the Bloc, BLOC Society. This is the first time I actually seen them in what, like a year and a half? It's been a long
Yeah.
time.
More than that, right?
October 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
girl, you got some good news.
Yeah. Time is flying.
Oh, yeah. She's just perfect. I know.
She had a cheat sheet. I think she had a cheat sheet. A lot has been happening since October 2023. So when I met the Bloc, it was at an event and you guys had like a table set up and I saw the sign and it was like a halo around it. I'm like, Black Ladies of Construction, like this is fire. Let me go talk to them. And we also had a viral TikTok.
Oh,
We did.
It went crazy on
We
TikTok.
did.
And people were asking me on TikTok, what is that? How do I get down? Who are they? And now we're here. So we need to, first and foremost, I need you to all introduce yourself and let them know who you are. We'll start at Natalie.
Oh, we're gonna start with me. Okay. I'm Natalie. I am the real estate attorney of the team. I am the one who keeps things calm. I'm the one that makes sure that the ladies stay in check. Make sure we do things with the utmost integrity and compliance. I'm also a real estate investor, a co-founder of our nonprofit, and the list goes on.
Right.
Tina.
Hi, I'm the Bloc Tina.
And it's your birthday.
Birthday girl! And I am chief of operations, so I handle everything back office, anything membership, subscription, and also I'm in charge of the Bloc Collective, which is our monthly subscription plan program where we teach classes to the ladies in our group. And I love what I do, and I love the Bloc.
The Bloc is hot.
The
Block is hot.
So I'm Natasha. I am the construction trainer and the licensed general contractor. So I'm all things construction, the trainer, and I'm the mouthpiece of the. And I'm the peacemaker.
and the
too.
connector.
I'm the plug.
Yeah.
The plug.
Hi, my name is Naj. I am in charge of looking for the deals, going to check out the properties, making sure the deals make sense, and then bringing it back to the team for us to complete the project.
So the Bloc is definitely hot.
We are.
We are.
The Bloc
Yeah,
is hot.
So fire.
I didn't know it was so many layers to what
Yeah.
you ladies
lot.
do.
It's a lot of
Natasha
layers.
just keep adding more.
I see.
After Natalie.
I can tell.
Oh,
I
don't
can
put
tell.
me on that list.
Busy is
People
good.
don't know it. You know, when we have that conversation with people and they say, well, tell me about the structure of your business. There's what, 4 or 5 businesses in total?
Five.
Yeah. So there's layers to this. But to make sure you do it right.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. How did you get started? Like, how did the Bloc start?
Well, not just the OG,
She always says I'm the OG.
but you are the OG. Notch been investing since 2005, but I am the connector for the group. I brought the ladies together. I sent Tina a birthday message today and said we've been friends for 30 plus years.
Whoa.
And yeah.
That's
So
deep
7th
friendship.
grade for Christina, high school for Naj, and a couple of years ago for Natalie, we met investing together on a real estate deal. Someone else brought us together, and we've been locked in ever since. So when I first wanted to start investing, Naj was one of the first. When I wanted to get into real estate, period, Naj was the very first person that I reached out to. And then just the investment endeavor and the journey, I knew we all were like-minded. So it brought us all together and created the Bloc Society.
That's
Tell
fire.
the actual story though.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't
Oh, she
laying
holding
up.
back?
I do skip the
We're
story.
gonna talk about buying
but
church.
The church.
The funeral home.
Yeah, there was a church. So when we went to Atlanta, Naj, Tina, and I went to Atlanta for a real estate investment conference. And while we were out there, we heard about an auction. We went to the auction. So at the time, I was still working as a nurse, and I was on the clock. So I had to go. I was working remotely, so I had to go outside and get on my computer, right? But Naj in the auction bidding on a church. She tried to buy a church.
She said it was gonna be a funeral home though. Did
Yes,
you remember that?
Naj definitely tried to buy
I
a church.
did.
We did leave the auction,
I outbid it.
right? She got outbid it.
Because we would have a church.
Yeah, we
would
definitely
have a
would
church.
have a church.
But we did leave there
with
with
2
lots.
lots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One we sold, right? The other one we're in the process of selling.
Wow.
Yeah. What is it? South Carolina?
South
Yeah.
Carolina.
Wow.
Online.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So, I need to intake all this, right? So, Black Ladies of Construction, right? And we talking on the fly. You can talk on the fly. That's cool.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Absolutely.
So when I saw Black Ladies of Construction in my head, I'm like, all right, Black Ladies of Construction, what are they technically doing? Right? Is it just the financing? Is it just the realtor? Is it just the loan officer? But it's so many other layers to what you're doing. And now you've created this society. Like you have your mentees, you have the space that we're in right now where you're doing the training, you have layers on top of layers on top of layers. How do you stay motivated? How do you in this realm of real estate, right? It's male dominated, and you are some sisters that are coming in. Like when I'm in this room right now, I feel like I'm literally with my sisters. The way y'all joke with each other is family. How do you keep your business going? How do you stand out in the room where typically we're not usually the ones that stand out in those rooms?
Well, we look good. Look at us.
Oh, besides, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
of
fact.
course.
That's a
We
fact.
walking in with our heels, right? We look good. That's how we stand out. And we come with a group of women. Like our mentees, they show up. Whatever event that we have that we let them know that we're going to, they just show up. So people know who we are. And we got the
you know what,
pink,
too?
right?
And
Yeah, the
also
pink.
part of why we stay motivated is
Yeah.
because they support us so
They do.
much.
And
that
we
they
support
keep
each
us going.
other.
Yeah,
I think the
we
four
do.
of us, we really do support each other, right? So if Natasha's having a speaking event, Natalie, Tina, whoever, like today is Tina's birthday, we taking her out to eat. We gonna turn up. She just can't go to Ula though because she likes to stand on couches and
I
dance.
asked her about to stand on the furniture.
No, you can't. We're not going there.
Too, being in a male dominated industry, it is challenging.
It is.
Because we are constantly challenged of whether or not we know what we're talking about. I've walked in many rooms and I didn't get the respect from the men or the women.
Mhm.
You know, the men feel like as a female, a black female, especially this is a white male dominated industry, they just don't like they're not even looking in my direction,
Yeah.
right? And then the women, I feel like it sometimes we can show up too strong. So we had to find a healthy balance of letting these women know that we are a safe space to be in, although we're in some cases we do have to show up strong in order to walk in our power, walk in our authority. But at the same token, we've created a space for them to feel safe. And you got to find that healthy balance of not coming off too aggressive and too strong, um, and still finding that happy medium where we can still create that vulnerability and that space for women. But it is a challenge, and like they said, we have to keep each other encouraged because real estate itself is a risky industry. Then so we're dealing with real estate, we're dealing with money, we're dealing with our investors' money, and then we're also in a male dominated industry. So there is a lot of layers to it. But I think we have created something special. And I'm thankful for these ladies because they keep me going every day.
Yeah.
Thank you for you,
There
say.
you go. Now I can
Exactly.
tell the
She keep
motivation.
us
there.
going.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, you said she's the deal maker, so
She's
she's
the
the one
plug.
that's
She brings
gonna.
it all together.
So let's talk about Natasha, right? I know she probably drives you crazy. So when deals are coming in, how do you analyze these deals as a collective?
So that's Naj. One thing we have mastered is divide and conquer. We know that each one of us have strengths, and we allow each other to operate in that strength. So I'm gonna let you answer that question.
So for me, because I'm a real estate agent, I have access to the MLS, the multiple listing. So I am just making sure the numbers work for us, right? We're buying low and we're going to be selling high. And we also want to make sure that the rehab cost is we're stopping from doing complete rehabs because it's just too time consuming. It takes too long. So now we're just really focusing on either new construction or we're going to be doing something that just requires maybe updating the kitchen, updating a bathroom. But we're trying to stay away from complete rehab unless the deal makes sense and it's really cheap.
Okay. All right. So that makes all right.
So yeah, just going on the MLS and just doing the market analysis to make sure that the sales price is going to make sense for us and we're going to see a nice profit.
Okay.
Because we got to split it 4 ways.
Split it 4 ways. All right. So back to that. because Natasha said when you go in a room, especially when it's a group full of women, right? It's kind of intimidating in a sense, right? In our community, I hate to say it like this, but sometimes we compete more than we, you know, collaborate. And I love that you just said that. Like you're dividing everything in fours. Um, when your mentees are coming in, how are you teaching them the same kind of like format? Are you structuring them in the same?
We do. So our mentees, we want to encourage them to collaborate, right?
Yeah,
It's a
cool.
sisterhood, right? It's better for you to do partnerships than to try to do these deals by yourself. When I started, I was doing deals with another partner of mine. And then I tried to go on my own, and that was the worst thing that I could have ever done, right? So that's what we focus on, and we really teach them to just collaborate with one another. Stop trying to do these deals by yourself because it could be very costly.
Mhm.
So we do have an earn and learn program for our mentees where they're able to invest money with us and they get a return on their investment, and they're also able to learn the process of flipping. So they're doing hands-on, right? We had our first class, we were teaching them how to do demolition. We were going into the property, demoing the walls, right? Insulation, painting, whatever it took for us to get that project done, we were in there having them do it.
But I also think it speaks volumes for the fact that we do teach them to collaborate, that our ladies have been collaborating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we have, I think, 2 or 3 from the first cohort who are in deals together.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I
Yeah.
think it speaks a lot that what we're saying, they're actually taking to heart and they're actually applying it and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yep.
also too, uh, in our community, we don't normally trust each other to start building and collaborating. And then our goal is to also start where you are, right?
Mm.
Because ultimately, someone may have money, someone may have credit, someone may have knowledge, time. And a lot of times we want to be one person to have it all, to do it all. And when you operate in that space, you may not be able to start now. But if you bring others together who have a little bit of everything to give us a lot, we can start today. And that's what we try and continue to enforce with them. Like maybe, you don't have everything today, but if you bring all of your resources together, we ready to roll tomorrow.
Right.
So that is what we try and also enforce with them. Like collaboration is important. And you want to look for like-minded individuals, of course, but sometimes you have to be ready to work with somebody that brings something different to the table.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, that was a lot. So yeah, you are 100% right because we like to shine and we like to shine alone. And I love the fact that you are teaching that from inception because the quicker they learn that, the quicker they can excel. Let's talk about finding these deals, finding your community in a sense, right? Because I know you're doing a lot in the community that we're in now. I think Natasha mentioned that you guys are doing something in Atlantic City.
Yeah, so we are working on trying to build out a project in Atlantic City. I don't want to say too much because we're still in the very beginning stages. But right now, we're looking at a 9,000 square foot commercial space at the bottom and 24 units at the top.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, Atlantic City is now the place to be because
Mhm.
over here it's saturated. Newark, Essex
Especially in
County.
Newark.
Yeah, it's just
Newark got that flooded because I know Newark got like maybe like what like 5-6 years ago it was like wide open.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's
not
hard to
too
find a
far.
property now to
It's,
reach.
it's hard. Even lots of they're probably selling for like 200,000.
Wow,
So the
really?
numbers aren't
Yeah.
making sense anymore.
Oh, okay.
So Atlantic City is, Trenton, Camden. Those are the areas that we're really looking into going to start developing.
Okay. So when your mentees are coming in, that's what you call them? Is there mentees? Okay,
Our
so your
sisters.
sisters. All right, I don't want to, I don't want to throw that off. It's sisters, it's sisterhood. So when they're coming in now, and do they come to you with the deals? Can they come to you and present deals to you themselves?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some of them.
A lot of them do.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because our community consists of agents too, right? There's some agents, there's wholesalers, there's lenders. Everybody come from different areas in the real estate aspect. And some of them have no real estate background at all. But ultimately, we try and keep it like a space where you can bring your deal to the table and we'll help you analyze it. We'll go through it from start to finish if there's something that you want to do on your own. Another beauty of being a part of our community is you get access to our vendors, you get access to our contractors, our already vetted partnerships, If we have discounts, you get access to our discounts. The lender that we use actually work with our mentees at our rates for work with our work with our mentees for our race because they know we're mentoring them. So they know they have the backing of us to help them through their project. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So they're not going into it completely blind.
Right.
That makes sense. Let's talk to the attorney.
Mhm.
How are you keeping the paperwork intact with so many different principles involved? And like how do you keep that going?
Well, I'm pretty detailed anyway in my private practice. So I have files, electronic files, paper files, and I just keep everything separated. So we get a potential deal in, I have a file for that. Whatever projects that we're working on, I have an ongoing file. For the projects that are completed, I have completion files. So it's really just a matter of making sure to do what I do on my part, you have to be really detailed and you have to be organized. Sometimes, it gets crazy, but it's really just about keeping everything organized and staying on top of it.
Okay.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we've heard some stories in the past couple of years of people getting taken
But
advantage
that's
of,
the thing,
especially when
right? So
they're doing things on a handshake and not really having paperwork.
that's the one
Oh,
thing
yeah,
that
that
we
has
don't
that.
do. We are definitely going to do it by the book. We do
Mhm.
everything with integrity. We make sure that we vet anyone that we are working with or we refer anyone to.
Okay.
So we don't have that issue because I am going to make sure that everything is in compliance, everything is on the up and up. I'm not jeopardizing my license, and I'm certainly not going to jeopardize these ladies' reputations. There's too much that we've worked for to get to where we are, to build where we are. That is, we're not doing anything to jeopardize that.
Respect it. I love that. Y'all are no joke. Like, listen,
Sweetheart.
I tell you, I love black women in general, right? My wife, black. Shout out to my wife. But women, I love working with women in general because women always have their stuff together for the most part. Like, men, we're a little scattered. We're all over the place. But women, when it comes to business, y'all don't play around.
Yeah, we are about our business.
Yeah, you're about your business.
We are about our business.
And like you say, it can be intimidating to some, but I love it.
But you know what? That's their problem.
Yeah.
I never look at it as, oh, I need to tone it down. If you're intimidated, that's your problem. Step up or step out.
I know that's right. Okay.
All
yeah.
right.
I never heard that. Right.
Step up or step out. Don't play with us.
Right.
Like I said, when I originally met you ladies, it was at the event, and I'm telling you, you the first ones I went to. Literally, I was like, Bloc, that is interesting. And then I started learning more and more about you, and a lot has changed. I see that you're going to different states now. I see that you're doing speaking engagements. I'm seeing flyers for the. What is going on with everything? Talk to me. All right, that's the plug again.
Okay.
That's the plug,
That's the speaker of the
absolutely.
group. Yeah, these ladies be killing me. I come back with something else. They're like, oh boy. But they ride with me. They ride with me. You ain't gotta thank them for just trusting me, right? But yeah, so we're making some partnerships with a lot of different cities. We since the last time we met, we actually took the time to build some relationships in a lot of different cities. We did a tour last year. And yeah, we did a tour and we went to a lot of cities and we built the relationships on the ground. So we built relationships in Baltimore, Detroit, DC, Houston, Atlanta, Chicago. So we now have a network in these cities that we've like literally did the due diligence of working with them to vet out people who are really doing it. So where now we can bring these opportunities to our ladies. We know that New Jersey, New Jersey, New York, that market, the price point to get in and really see a return on your investment right now, it's a little shaky. So we wanted to target cities where it's still an opportunity for us to get in at a good price point and be able to really make a return on our investment. So that's what we did last year. We took the time to kind of put our heads down, build the relationships, build the teams out, and we is looking good. I'm thankful for the network that we've built. We have been talking a lot. We've been on a lot of different stages, which is great. Um, And yeah, we just building out. We literally went from when we talked to you then, I think we were just graduating out our I don't think we hadn't even graduated. No, because in 2023 we hadn't even graduated our first cohort. So we're now
What exactly is a cohort?
So a cohort is like that particular cohort was our earn and learn. So those ladies come in, they learn everything from start to finish. They're with us for an entire year, and they follow a project from start to finish where they are learning all things business because we teach them how to be business owners. Ultimately, we want them to build a real estate portfolio. I mean, everything from business basics, LLC, business accounting, business banking, business credit. Then we go into the real estate aspect of it, how to understand a deal. We were in the field, you would catch us on some Saturdays actually going to see properties to determine whether or not we wanted to buy this property. And once we found a deal, we all actively invested on that deal. We taught them from start to finish the construction process. So literally, they followed uh, an initiative, well, a project from start to finish. They all left with businesses. A lot of them left with business credit. I think we were able to get about $545,000 worth of business credit. They all left with $18,000 checks. Right, we had a graduation.
You said it's to earn and learn.
It's an earn and learn. So they're getting the education and actively investing. So the goal is for them to be able to learn, invest, make money, and take the knowledge to their family and build wealth with their family. Thankfully, they did find a sisterhood with us, so they did not leave. They're all still rocking with us, right? But although we are investors, we also have that community aspect of it, that community impact. And also we've had our own trials and errors in real estate. So we know how hard it is. So we wanted to create a safe space where we can hold our sisters' hands, help them get through, help them build wealth. We know that as Black women, we are the most educated but the least paid, and we got to change that narrative. So it's like, if we're going to build wealth here with real estate, we're going to bring a couple of people with us, and that's what we want to do.
Wow. Oof. Hot. Block is hot.
The Bloc is hot.
I got so many questions that I want to ask, so I'm trying not to throw them all at you in one shot.
We ready. Let's go.
Oh, all right. So you say your mentees, they come in, it's a 12-month program, but you said a lot of them don't leave.
Right.
What leverage do they have for one not leaving? Because I guess the margins are lower for them, right? Like if they're starting a project, they're pretty much still going in with you, or is that
some with us, some with each other, as Natalie said.
Some have done things on their own.
Some have done things on their own, but ultimately, like Naj said, we're going from investing and doing fix and flips to now going into larger projects. So we're now teaching them the development aspect of things and not just how to fix and flip. So it is levels to it. If you want to still fix and flip, there's still opportunities there, but they're sticking around because, we're still bringing deals to the table. We're bringing larger deals to the table, and just the community of it.
It costs, you need money in order to really invest, right? Mm-hmm. So most of the time, no one has $50,000 to $100,000 to do a project by themselves. And that's why we've created the Earn and Learn, because you can invest $20,000, right? And now 5 other people are investing $20,000. Now you have the down payment that is needed to go into a project. Yeah, the return is a lot smaller, but you're getting your foot in the door. And that was the goal for us. We wanted these ladies to experience what it is like to do a flip, right? Because a lot of times these people on social media don't really tell you everything there is to know about flipping a property. They make it seem like, oh, this $100,000 check is all profit. They don't mention what about the construction, what about the carrying costs if you finance this project, what about taxes you got to pay, utilities. None of those things are talked about. With us, we teach them, we show them everything. They had access to the closing disclosure. They have access to all the quotes. They had access to every single thing that you can think of that was
the scope of work, material. We were out together in the store shopping.
They were helping
ordering materials. Yeah,
wow, so they're really hands-on.
They were hands-on. Yeah.
Wow.
But they don't have to be. So that's the good thing, the
Right.
beauty of
But it's not-
our
But they wanted to a
They
lot
wanna
of
be.
right.
Yeah.
But we also offer, just investing, joint ventures with them.
I was gonna ask you that too. So you
We
doing
have
JVs?
silent
Right. So if we have
Okay.
people who really just want to say, here's my money, invest it, I want my return, but I don't want to be on site, I don't want to know anything, that's available as well.
Yeah. So that's another leg of one of our companies. We have a full investment fund.
Right.
We're registered with the SEC, so your funds are protected. So that's another leg. We have the earn and learn. We have the investment fund. We have the collective, which is the community. We have the foundation, which is the nonprofit. We have the actual construction company, which holds the license. Since we are a full service
We're about to be
construction company.
builders.
Yeah,
Builders
yeah.
license. Is that coming yet?
No, not yet. And we also are officially a registered
Right.
apprenticeship.
Woo woo.
So yeah.
That's recent.
right. Yeah. So we working, and that's another thing that I think.
When do you sleep?
Sleep? What is that?
Right.
Sleep?
What's that?
Sleep.
Tired now.
Yeah.
Nah, but you guys, you are doing like, notice you see some people talk it, right? A lot of people talk it, they don't walk it, or they just fake it until they make it, like straight up. It's crazy. But I love the fact that you could see the imprint that you're making, because like I said, it's the difference between 13 months ago to now. Like, I see it. I see the progression. Tina's been quiet over there.
Yeah, Tina.
It's her
Birthday
birthday.
girl.
It's her birthday.
It's
but
her
she's-
birthday. She thinking about
I'm
turning
always
up.
quiet. I am not the speaker of the group.
She
I
is not
never-
quiet. She is not quiet.
I
But
know
I'm
she's
not the
not.
speaker of the group, so I'm usually not the one that's,
But you are not quiet.
But
I
you know,
know.
also Tina is new to real estate,
Oh,
but
yeah.
she handle our social media. Like,
Yeah.
listen,
She's
our
killing it.
social media is up because of
I see that. I didn't even know who I was talking to in the DM, to be honest with you. She's like, and it's on my birthday. I thought I was talking to Natasha. I'm like, her birthday? Nigga, her birthday just passed? I'm like, oh, now I gotta wait till Wednesday to see who.
Tina new to real estate, but Tina's not new to business.
Not at
What
all.
people
Right.
don't know is that Tina used to run a multi-million-dollar cleaning company that she built from the ground up.
and I was
Okay.
trying to start doing it again.
Yeah, right. This is something that she built from the ground up. Turned it into a multi-million-dollar cleaning
That
company.
contract.
Had government contracts, working with different municipalities, working with several commercial stores. So business is her thing. So that's why she is chief of operations. Because
Yeah,
I'll
let
talk-
her.
I talk too much.
Miss Tina, what's up?
It's your birthday.
I handle the entrepreneurial side. Like I came from the business background. I had the cleaning business for so many years, and I basically employed a lot of people in the city of Elizabeth. And I used to go out there and clean the location and then just find a worker, clean another location and find another worker. And I just built that out store by store. I had 20 Babies R Us and Toys R Us locations before they went bankrupt. And I had
But wait, that's not a small deal. Like you saying that like that's like.
He's so
Right?
humble.
Yeah.
I think we all are though. We're all very humble.
No, and you have your own spot too. Speaking of being humble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hola.
Ula. Now, what is Ula?
Ula is a restaurant and bar in Carteret, New Jersey.
Okay.
3 years in the making.
Okay. And you just officially opened it?
it is
It's been a
beautiful.
month.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a long process. Very hard.
Very upscale luxury vibe.
It's a vibe.
amazing.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
That's
is.
the goal.
definitely a vibe.
Carteret you're not from Jersey, but it was more like an industrial area. So really no one knows Carteret. So now
They
there's a
do
lot
now.
of development, right? There's a lot of
It's
development
definitely, I
that's
think,
going on in Carteret, new
Yes.
luxury apartments. So Ula is like one of the first fine dining
Okay.
in
What does
Carteret.
ula mean?
Ula means are you here in
Ooh.
Creole. Like, hey girl, are you here? You there? What's up? Come on then. Let's go.
I love that.
That's what Ula means.
So it's a bunch of serial entrepreneurs here.
Yeah.
So first generational entrepreneurs. Is this something new for you?
Definitely is. Yeah.
I was born in Haiti, so when I came to America, I was 8. and my mom was working in a factory,
Mm.
right? So yeah, this is all new. I'm the first. I mean, well, you know what? My sister, she's an entrepreneur. She had her own travel agency,
Okay.
right? She's never worked for somebody ever. But my sister and I are so far apart in age, I didn't get to see that,
Played
right?
it and
So I didn't know, right? But even though I work a full-time job still, I've always wanted more because I take care of my, I have my kids. I had kids young. I had my brother I took care of, who is like a few months apart from my son. And then my dad, I was taking care of my dad. Now I take care of my mom. So working a 9 to 5 was never enough for me. I always needed more.
Always need more. That makes sense. And I'm actually, I'm sorry. Did anyone else want to answer that question?
I was gonna
did.
answer.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Tina.
Yeah, we all can.
Right,
Mhm.
because I'm a first generation everything for my family. Everybody is poor minded. I'm not gonna say they're poor minded. So I never seen examples of people that wanted more than the average or the statistics that you've seen in our community in the urban areas. So I was never interested in like any of the things that they were doing. I always had these big dreams, big imaginations of like owning so much and having my own land and bringing my own people with me. I never was like them. I never wanted to be stuck and stagnant and just be in the same place 10 years later and have no progress. So I've always been, I have books.
Mm.
We've done everything. My son, that's why you see I take him everywhere with me because I
See,
want him
he's the
to have
cameraman
that
behind the scenes.
example as well, to see that it's so much more out there than what you see around the people that you may be hanging around. So that's why I bring him everywhere. I want him to enjoy speaking and speak more
No, that's
frequently.
good. That's really good. Like, for me,
Yeah.
my kids now, they're adults, and I wish I knew to do
Right.
that when I was younger, but I had them so young, I
Exactly.
didn't
And
know
it was,
any better. Like my kids, they really think they're trust fund babies, you know? And yeah, no, they do. And it's heartbreaking because I work so hard,
Mhm.
right? And just to see my kids not be as driven,
It's the gift and
right?
the curse, though, right? Because
It's
my kids are the same. My
different.
kids are
They're
the same way.
29 and 28, and I'm just like, what's going on? And I work hard because of the fact that I take care of my parents. I don't want to be a burden to my kids.
Yeah.
I want to be able to make sure that I have enough money. If God forbid something happened to me, they don't have to worry about me,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because I know how hard that is. It's a lot,
Yeah.
right? It's a lot taking care of your parents, and it's a lot,
Mhm.
But they didn't have the education. They came here, they struggled, they worked hard. Even my mom, like, I don't have a car because, like I said, I invested everything into this restaurant. And the car that I had, I was in a car accident. It totaled, it was paid off. And I literally could not afford to pay a car note, right? But my mom, we needed a car. So basically my mom and I share a car. And every morning, okay, I gotta be at work at 7 o'clock. This lady wakes up and takes me to work and pick me back up.
Oh wow.
Right? She's been doing that for the last 3 years.
Mm.
Right? And I'm grateful
Yeah.
that she's able to do that for me.
Mhm.
So my kids, I'm just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like they just have no drive.
No drive. It's this.
It's different.
It's
So I wish, I love the fact that you do that with Jade. I wish I knew better back then to do that. But for me, I was just trying to hide the fact that I was struggling from
Yeah.
my kids
Mhm.
because their father wasn't in their life. So I tried to give them everything. I didn't let them see
Yeah.
the eviction notice, the late payments, the light bill about to get cut off. They didn't see any of that. The sneakers came out, I was getting it for them, right? Working multiple jobs. So because of that, I wasn't home as much, right? Because I was trying to have fun, work, take care of them, right? So I missed out on a lot because of that. But they're just selfish. Just spoil kids. Very
They
spoiled.
they are. They are. That's a
I have
big
like
thing.
an opposite, I guess, a story than you do because I came from a family where both my parents were big on education, where both were, they worked. My mom was a teacher, my dad worked at the post office. So for me, it was all about getting a good job, get an education, get that job that you're going to have until you retire. Because that's pretty much, exactly, that's pretty much what my parents did. My dad worked at the post office like over 50 years. He retired from there.
Right.
My mom was a school teacher. Then she became the vice president of the teachers union, but she retired from that. There was no entrepreneurial, spirit
Right.
there, but they didn't know because those weren't opportunities that they had.
Right.
It was always about get an education so that
Right.
you can get a good job.
And that was my mom too, right? But I didn't see her get an education, right? So it's like, okay,
Right.
she used to say, hey, listen, you got your period. Don't be having sex because you're going to have kids. That made me want to go have sex and get pregnant early, right? It's like, what? It's true. That's how she used to talk to me. And she was sick and she was struggling herself. Like, that's all I saw. And I used to say to myself, I don't want to be like
I
that.
promise you, that was me. I don't want to be like that.
I don't want to be like my mom never called out. Never. And she was working an hour away from where we lived.
Yeah.
She went to work every single day.
My mother was the same exact way.
And when they let her go, she was there for like maybe 26 years, and they gave her like $5,000.
Wow. Wow.
All your hard work.
All that hard work.
Yeah, but you
Put
know what
somebody else.
though? Even though I used to say I didn't want to be like her, I ended up being exactly like her
Right, you
because
got to
I'm
thrive.
driven.
Mhm.
This lady don't sleep, right?
And
Well,
even
she
if
said
you
she's
don't-
still getting up. Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's true. She is like the most hardworking woman I know. Wow. I'm like, oh my God, I'm
That's the
just
thing.
like her.
We always say, I don't want to be like my parents.
But you end up just like them, yeah.
Because that's what we know.
Right.
That's what we grew up with. It's in us. So the hope is that you take the good
Yeah.
Right.
and just kind of not
Yes.
take so much of that bad. Unfortunately, it comes with it because
Right.
it's just ingrained in you because that's who you are.
Mhm.
Same for me. I'm the first generation, everything from my family. My mother was a hustler though. Like I'm the only child. I'm her only child. It was just her and I. My father died when I was 10, and I even prior to I didn't really have a relationship with him, so it was always her and I. And one thing I did the hustler spirit that I have, I definitely got from my mom. Because she always enforced me like have your own. Be a little. She enforced me to be a little too independent, right? But even with her hustler spirit, she still didn't have much. She made sure that I had, she did have a great job, but there was no like entrepreneurial endeavors, and even like purchasing a home. She didn't really get into wanting to have ownership until a little later in life. But within our conversations, not only am I the only child, I'm also the first grand. And we used to just have conversations that let me know that I needed to be the change for the generation.
Yeah. Yes.
And so it was kind of already instilled in me, like you're gonna set the tone. You're gonna be the change. And
It's a lot of
if it
pressure, too.
wasn't for her, it's
a lot
a
of pressure.
hell of a lot of pressure. Because although it is, I'm grateful because like the grands after me, they're college educated. I set the tone for we're gonna be entrepreneurs, we're gonna be homeowners, we're gonna go to college. So I changed the narrative for my family, but it is a lot of pressure. And I think over the years it just made me feel like it became my responsibility, to make sure that our family had certain things. But it's a lot of pressure.
It is.
But again, we all have different stories. But the beauty of that is that when we do come together, we can share these stories. And what I don't have, they have. And when I do feel pressured, I got shoulders to
Yeah,
stand
sure.
on.
Yeah. You got your sisters,
So
yeah.
it's like I can't thank them enough because in those moments where I'd be like overwhelmed because of family, they'd be like, "I got you." So
We feel like, I be like, yeah, I'm about to F mom too. But I get on my nerves, girl.
You said about that. What?
Oh no.
I'm about to F mom.
No, put me
It's a lot,
on that group
you know?
chat because I may need y'all sometimes too.
Huh?
I put me on that group chat because I may need that. I may need that in my life
Listen,
too.
Tasha, she's the person that I call the most and just be like, girl, like I'm tired of them.
No,
I'm tired of everybody.
Y'all kind of answered the next question that I have in a sense because you mentioned something that you have a full-time job. and you're still doing what you're doing, right? I saw Natasha mention that on a interview that she did as well. Why is that sacrifice like? Why is it such important to one leverage that job for this, right? Like you're leveraging that and you're probably using it for the real estate end of it. But why is the sacrifice needed? Why is it so important to you?
So I've been with my company for 25 years.
Like, so you're invested.
I am. And you know what? I think I learned that from my mom. Like just leaving, I feel obligated almost, right? Because I feel like they are the reason where I am today, right? Even though the money was never enough for me because I take care of so many people, I still feel a sense of like obligation to just stay there and just finish my 30 years. And then my mom too, she scares me so much. Just everyone really. It's like you get a check every Friday. Now you become this entrepreneur. What happened? Before COVID, I was actually really thinking about leaving. And then COVID happened and I said, "Oh God, thank you." Oh God. I ain't never gonna talk like that. Right. So I think I'm just scared. I'm scared of walking away. In my job, I like it. It's not something that I really enjoy it.
Okay. So that's a big thing then.
Yeah, I think that makes a difference.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Yeah.
Because
It makes a difference.
if I were in a different situation, like one of my previous jobs, since I own my own business, it's my own firm, it's different. But if I were in a situation at a different job in my life, I'd have been gone.
Yeah.
Like, F this
I would
job.
have been, yeah, absolutely.
And for me too, like I got laid off, so I don't have a full time by default, right?
Okay.
But I stayed because of fear. You know that I at being a nurse, that is a career that it is extremely hard to walk away from. You know, there is so much stability in nursing and healthcare. I had a amazing salary, but what I found, I did not leave out of fear, but I feel like getting laid off, that was nothing but God. Because I was being pulled in what I felt I needed to be in versus what I loved and what made me happy. And it created so much stress for me because I felt obligated to stay in nursing, but my heart wasn't there. So I was literally like, I feel like I was ill still working as a nurse.
Is it because though you weren't working with people, right?
No, because I've worked remote for like in nursing for like the last 8 years.
Because I think you're so good with people. I think you were.
No, it was just, my heart just wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and but I felt like the stability of it. How do you walk away from it? You know, the money of it. How do you walk away from it? And I stayed.
Well,
out
you
of
invested
fear.
so much
That's
into
always-
it, school and
Yeah.
time, and like that's a
Yeah,
big
stayed out
investment.
of
Yeah.
fear. But I also think I put like 10 years on my life staying throughout that
Right.
time where I was being pulled in different directions because now, you know, although I don't work a full-time job, I have been able to find entrepreneurial ways to make my nursing salary, right? Thank God, knock on wood.
And you got a husband.
Right. You know, so I have been able to make that. I've made that salary plus more, and then but I'm in love with what I do. You know, so it's not work.
You're
There's
good at
no
it.
pressure. Even in those moments where I feel overwhelmed, it's like like this is it's a good overwhelm. You know, so it's like I find joy in what I do now, and we are making money but also giving back. You know, so it's like it's just the beauty of it all, the balance of it all, everything that I love, I'm doing right now.
I love that. It's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, this is dope. You're
I told you we was hot.
y'all are hot,
You
man.
ain't believe us.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even know what to ask anymore. I'm just listening. I'm just like stuck. But I have some beef with y'all because I told you I got cursed out on TikTok, right? So when it went viral, they're like, I love it, but you're not tagging them. How do I get involved? I'm interested. Where's the location?
Oh,
You
wow.
you missed out on
they were killing
women
me.
joining the block because of you.
Yeah. It's a lot of people.
Beef with
I
you.
got almost 500 comments.
Yes,
Of them tearing me up.
went crazy.
It did.
Yeah, they went crazy.
The
This is
one from Queens event.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and it said, I love to be a part of it. What'd she say? She has her own fire sprinkler construction company in South Florida.
Wow.
This is what one person said. I'm telling you, they would kill me. I'm like, oh, I gotta get them on the pod. So Black excellence. Look at that.
I
I'm so
love
proud
that.
of you ladies. I'm
Oh,
a real
that's
time one in.
I love it.
They were going crazy. All right. So once that she's a GC, it was nuts. How does someone get down with the block? Right? If what are you looking for in your mentees? Do you do like internships for like younger people that can't be mentees yet, or is there like an age limit, or what's the criteria? Like how do I get down? I know I probably can't get down with the block because Black ladies up.
Listen, we
We
got
don't
Not
do
yet.
we now got
Right.
brothers on the block.
Exactly.
We getting cursed out a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not the only one getting it.
Right.
All right.
No,
So it's
The men wanna
coming.
join.
the men
The
want to
men hold
join.
on, but it's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
It's
So,
coming.
so brothers on the block is on the way, I guess.
Brothers on the block.
On the block. Wow.
Right. So no,
Just came up with
the men been saying
Yes.
it.
Oh, yes.
Brothers on the
And
block.
also you should've
Yes,
seen it.
yes, they
It
are
was a
like
thing.
yes. It
Oh.
was.
Well, you know this too. They see some Black women.
Yeah,
they
well,
like,
no,
oh,
we
they
not
make
doing that
money.
over
They
here.
look good. They
Right.
want to be
Well,
part
we
of
do
that.
that with Naj. We do that with
I
Naj.
get
Yes, Naj is pimp. Listen, Naj is
Because I'm the single one.
Naj. She's single. She's single. She's
single.
beautiful.
Thank
She's
you.
hardworking. Yes.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
So
Fellas,
I
y'all
got
better
a full
come correct.
webcam.
though.
I got a passion.
You
But
gotta
she a
have a strong
Pisces.
personality.
That's what y'all better come correct.
Yeah,
though.
February.
Exactly.
Right.
so that's why we pimp Naj, right?
Oh my God, that's
So I be like, he annoying. I don't got time.
just like that.
right.
Top of nobody. Like Jesus.
But there is
Industry experts come in front of us and teach you different things from LLC setup to business structure to business banking, estate planning, architect design, everything, construction phase, like all the different classes that you need to know about investing. We have monthly deal analysis where we go over the deal to make sure that it makes sense and that it's profitable. We also have accountability sessions where we have our accountability coach hold us accountable because sometimes you get lax and you tend to fall off. And we have accountability partners and we meet almost every week and we come together as a sisterhood and we build and grow together. So if you're interested in joining, you can follow us on Instagram at the Block Society, TikTok at the Block Society. We have a private Facebook community. It is the Black Ladies of Construction on Facebook. And I think that's it. Yeah.
and our in person now once a month mixer
Yeah.
every first Thursday.
Second.
Second
It's no longer the second because we gave the second to Black women of New Jersey. We gotta move it to the first.
They ain't even put you on.
I mean, unless we're gonna keep doing it with them, but no, right?
No.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's a great time for them.
We did our own, yeah. So it's first.
So where are the
Thursday.
events usually at your
Yeah.
location?
Ula
At
at
Ula.
our
Okay.
restaurant.
Okay. But I've been seeing the flyers. So I've been curious. It
It's
looks dope.
29 Washington Avenue in Carteret, New Jersey, 07008.
Okay.
That's okay.
I love it.
They're dope, man. This is special. I enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed this one.
Thank you.
My last question for y'all, right? I got 2 questions. My last question for y'all. What is the 5-year goal for the block? What is the overall mission for the block?
Development.
Okay.
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing. Yeah, affordable housing. So in the next 5 years, we're hoping that our training center will be fully accredited. So we'll have a fully accredited construction training center. We also hope to expand our headquarters. We're looking to be able to have a larger space than what we have right now. We are
Looking to franchise?
We are franchising.
Okay.
We actually started the process
Franchise.
already
Okay.
to franchise. And
So what does the franchise look like?
the franchise will allow individuals to do exactly what we do in their state.
Okay.
So instead of us trying to do all things and be all things, we will now allow other individuals to take our business model and structure and be able to do this in their town as themselves versus them having to come through the block and be a part of our community. Some people already have their own community and may not want to join what we have here, but with our franchising model now, they can do that in those cities of Houston, Detroit, Chicago, or all over the world But we will, we are a curriculum based structured program, so they'll be able to get the entire business model.
Wow.
Yeah. Men too now. Right?
Okay. I don't know. Fellas, I don't know. This you
But
better come
and then,
correct with this
as
one.
they stated, continuing to grow in the development space and be able to provide affordable housing.
Okay.
On the for-profit side, we're investors, so of course we want to be able to see money and make sure that individuals can make their return on their investment. But in the nonprofit space, you gotta, make sure that there's a give back to all that you do. So the goal there is to be able to build affordable housing and make sure that home ownership is affordable to individuals who are normally priced out.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. Oh, my last question. Can I get some swag? I need the swag. They all fly. You see that they all fly, right? You got the varsity jackets. You got the hats.
The plug when it comes to that.
Oh, I gotta call Tina. Tina,
I'll see what I got in you. I have something in here for you right now to give you.
Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm good then. I'm good. I'm gonna wrap it up. So you already Tina mentioned the website. You mentioned the YouTube. Do you have a YouTube channel?
We don't.
You don't.
Well, we do, but it's private.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to work on a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you definitely get I think that'll definitely help get you, more exposure, without a doubt. The private Facebook group, how does someone join that? Is that invite only? How does that work?
Well, you can just go there and we'll approve you.
And that's
Okay.
what, $49.99 come collect?
No, the collected is $29.99
Oh, it's
a
$29.
month. Yes.
Okay. All right. So there you go. It's $29.99 and you got access to all the great things that's happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's dope. All right. You want to sign off? Leave your name, leave your information, how you want to do it?
We can start with Nod.
We'll start with Ula.
Oh, yes. So, hi. I'm gonna say, what is it?
Give your information. How did they get in contact with you? Let them know the location. Natasha already said about.
Yes, Natasha already said the location of Ula, but to follow us on IG is Ula, OULANJ.
And follow you.
Oh, me? I don't even know what my ID is, so we even.
For real, it's
I think it's like Naj the Block or something underscore. No, it's okay. Just follow Ula.
Right, just follow
Right,
Ula.
just- right.
Are you here? Are you there? You better be here. All right, let's follow Ula.
So they already gave all the information for society, but also follow our nonprofit page, the Bloc Foundation. Again, it's BLOC, leave out the K. The Bloc Foundation is where you can learn about the construction training program.
And my name on Instagram is the Bloc Tina. Is it the Bloc_Tina? And just follow the Bloc Society. That's where you get all the great information. I don't even update these days, so the Bloc Tina, if you want to follow me for whatever I have going on.
Oh, tell me about your book. You have a book.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Who got a book, Tina?
Yes, let's go.
Oh, you hold it
And
out.
Jay, they're
And
both
Versa.
authors.
Yeah?
Yes, please talk about that, Tina.
My book is available on Amazon. The name of the book is called Pain and Purpose, the Jabbar story. It's a story about me losing my son in 2021 and the journey I had to come through and the purpose that I had to find out of that pain. And it actually has everything to do with the Block because these ladies brought me out of a really dark place when I was in, going through his situation. And this was the purpose that I found in that pain because I was really, really lost. And these ladies said, no, we got you. Let's go. We're going to build you up. We're going to hold you accountable and we're going to help you build. And that's what they've been doing. They've been instilling all this value in me. Like they said, I'm the newbie. So I'm the one that's a little rough around the edges, but they always build me up and make me feel good because sometimes do get hard. But yes, you can check out my book on Amazon. It's called Pain and Purpose, of Javar's Story. And my son, Jade Diabate, he has My Superhero Brother is an Angel, My Superhero Brother, and he has 2 new books coming out. His first novel will be out soon also.
Easy.
You were holding out, Tina.
She be leaving stuff else.
I see.
She do. She's great.
Wow. Okay, we have one more.
I don't really keep up with my social media.
Well, you can talk about the firm because you have your own firm
okay.
too.
Yeah, talk about the firm.
So I have I'm a sole practitioner. It's Price Hawk Law Firm, all real estate. So if you're looking for a real estate attorney in New Jersey, definitely look me up. My website is pricehawklawfirm.com. Facebook, Natalie Price Hawk Law, I believe is the Facebook page. yeah, that's it. I'm not a huge social media person. I typically just repost what our group posts.
Right, that's how we do now.
So that's a big thing for me.
You are all amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank
doing this.
you.
It's been
Thank
a long time coming.
you.
This is dope. The block is hot.
The block is hot. The
Thank you,
block is
ladies.
hot. The
Thank you.
block is hot. The block is hot. The block
Jay,
is hot.
jump in.
The block is hot. The block is hot.
Don't show the back. Don't show the
I was
back.
just gonna
That
say-
is not Natalie.
Please give me my check.